Manage layers and groups. Manage layers and groups. How to manage layers and groups? Managing layers and groups keeps your project organized, by the way, and you can rename layers and color code to easily locate similar layers and delete and export layers as needed. How to rename a layer or a layer group? How to rename a layer or layer group? As you add layers or layer groups, by the way, to an image, it's helpful to give them names that reflect their content, and descriptive names makes layers easily to identify it as a layers panel. And you should do one of the following now. Now, double click the layer name or group name in the layers panel, and enter a new name, and press enter if you use Windows, and or return if you use macOS. Then select the layer or group, and then follow these steps now. Step number 1, choose layer, then choose rename layer, then choose layer and rename group, and then enter a new name for the layer group in the layers panel. Then press enter if you use Windows, and return if you use macOS. Assign a color to a layer or group. Assign a color to a layer or group. Color coding layers and groups helps you, by the way, locate related layers in the layers panel. Simply right click the layer or group and select a color. How to rasterize layers? You can use the painting tools or filters on layers, by the way, that contain vector data, such as type layers and shape layers and vector masks, or smart objects and generated data such as fill layers. And however, you can rasterize these layers to convert their contents into a flat raster image, by the way. Select the layers you want to rasterize, and then choose layer, then choose rasterize, and then choose an option from the submenu and type rasterizes. The type on a type layer, it doesn't rasterize, by the way, any other vector data on the layer. And what about shape? Shape is meaning rasterizes a shape layer, and fill content is meaning rasterizes the fill of a shape layer and leaving the vector mask. And vector mask is meaning rasterizes the vector mask on a layer and turning it into a layer mask. A smart object is meaning converts a smart object into a raster layer. And video rasterizes the current video frame to an image layer. And 3D extended only rasterizes the current view of 3D data into a flat raster layer. And layer rasterizes all vector data on the selected layer, by the way. And all layers rasterizes all layers that contain vector and generated data. Note and be careful. To rasterize linked layers, select a linked layer, then choose layer, then choose select linked layers, and then rasterize the selected layers. How to delete a layer or group? Deleting layers, by the way, you no longer need, reduces the size of your image file. And to quickly delete empty layers, choose file, then choose scripts, then choose delete all empty layers. Select one or more layers or groups from the layers panel, and to delete with a confirmation message, click the delete icon, then alternatively choose layers, then delete, and choose layer or delete group from the layers panel menu. To delete the layer or group without confirmation, drag it to delete icon, then alt click if you use Windows, and then option click if you use macOS, and then the delete icon, or press the delete key. To delete hidden layers, choose layers, then delete, then hidden layers. To delete linked layers, select a linked layer, then choose layer, then choose select linked layers, and then delete the layers. How to export layers? If you would like to export layers, how? You can export all layers, by the way, or visible layers to separate files. You can choose file, then choose scripts, then export layers to files. How to merging layers? When you have finalized the content of layers, You can merge them to reduce the size of your image files, by the way. And when you merge layers, the data on the top layers replaces any data it overlaps on the lower layers, by the way. And the intersection of all transparent areas in the merged layers remains transparent, by the way. Note and be careful. You can't use an adjustment or fill layer as the target layer for a merge. And in addition to merging layers, you can stamp them, and stamping allows you to merge the contents of more than one layer into a target layer while leaving the other layers intact. Note again, when you save a merged document, you can't revert back to the unmerged state, and the layers are permanently merged, by the way. How to merge two layers or groups? You should to make sure that the layers and groups you want to merge are visible, firstly. And number 2, select the layers and groups you want to merge. Number 3, choose layer and choose merge layers. And note, you can merge two adjacent layers or groups by selecting the top item and then choosing layer, then merge layers. And you can merge linked layers by choosing layer, then choose select linked layers, and then merging the selected layers. And you can merge two 3D layers, by the way, by choosing layer, then choose merge layers, and they will share the same scheme, and the top layer will inherit the bottom layer 3D properties, and the camera views must be the same for this to be enabled, by the way. How to merge layers in a clipping mask? You should to hide any layers firstly that you don't want to merge. Then select the base layer in the clipping mask. The base layer, by the way, must be a raster layer. And then number 3, choose merge clipping mask from the layers menu or the layers panel menu. And how to merge all visible layers and groups in an image? You should to choose merge visible from the layers panel or the layers panel menu, and all layers, by the way, showing an eye icon merged. And note, a visible layer, by the way, must be selected to enable the merge visible command. How to stamp multiple layers or linked layers? When you stamp multiple selected layers, by the way, or linked layers, Photoshop, by the way, creates a new layer containing the merged content. And you should to select multiple layers in this case, and then press Ctrl Alt E if you use Windows, and then press Command Option if you use macOS. Command Option E if you use macOS. And to stamp all visible layers, do the following again. Turn visibility on for the layers you want to merge. Then press Shift Ctrl Alt E if you use Windows. Then press Shift Command Option E if you use macOS. Then Photoshop creates a new layer containing the merged content, by the way. How to flatten all layers? Flattening reduces file size by merging all visible layers into the background and discarding hidden layers, by the way. And any transparent areas that remains are filled with white. And when you save a flattened image, you can't revert back to the unflattened state, and the layers are permanently merged, by the way. Note and be careful again. Converting an image between some color modes flattens the file and save a copy of your file with all layers intact if you want to edit the original image after the conversion. And you should to make sure, by the way, that all the layers you want to keep are visible. And choose layers, then choose flatten image, or choose flatten image from the layers panel menu. Thank you.